Even Sarah Palin's getting back into the game, guest hosting on the Today Show, which reminds me of an old saying. What's the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? A pit bull is delicious.
That, of course, is a joke that's playing off reports that the president, when he was a child, ate dog meat, which I guess is an interesting juxtaposition to the whole story about Mitt Romney putting his Irish setter on the top of his car for a long cart ride. Anyway, President Obama, while he was mixing a lot with some Hollywood stars this weekend, next week, big test for him. He's out to Hollywood for a huge fundraiser. Let's go now to Peter Nicholas to hear how the Obama campaign is doing this year getting cash out of Hollywood compared to 2008. Peter, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. Well, it's been a little bit of a difficult slog for him. He took a position against an anti-piracy bill that was very important to Hollywood, and some of the Hollywood executives were upset about that, and they've kept their wallets shut. Hollywood is a very important source of campaign cash for Democrats, as you know. So the White House was a bit concerned about this. The president reached out to some Hollywood executives after making that decision and seems to have mollified them to some degree. And now we're hearing that Hollywood seems to be coming back into the fold for the president. There's a major test coming up on May 10th, as you mentioned, at the home of George Clooney. He is helping to put on this fundraising event.
And Peter,
he told me at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, yeah.
In our story, that's what I was about to get to. How much did George Clooney say he was hoping to raise for the president at this event?
Well, I spoke to him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday. He predicted that the White House could potentially raise, the campaign could potentially raise $10 million for this event, which is an enormous number. I mean, that would exceed virtually everything the Obama campaign raised from the entertainment industry in the 2008 campaign.
Right. Now, Peter, is this all really happening, or is this just a way of you getting to say that you were hanging with George Clooney on Saturday night?
Yeah, George Clooney and I are very close. I, of course, will be there as a guest. No, I wish it were so. No, he was actually very gracious when I spoke to him, and happy to talk about it. He's very proud of this event. He said it'll be the biggest campaign fundraising event the Obama campaign has ever pulled off, which is saying something, given that Obama raised $750 million in 2008. So, and as you were talking about, this will be a big test to see if Hollywood really is back in the fold, and thus far it's looking pretty good. Some of the executives who had been holding out now say they're going to attend and they're going to write their $40,000 check.
But this, it's not like Mitt Romney is just standing back and saying, well, you take Hollywood.
Yeah, that's right. The Romney campaign believes that they can make some inroads into Hollywood. They say, look, this election is about the economy. It's not really about social issues. Hollywood is adverse to sort of candidates with conservative views on social issues. That's not really what the Romney campaign is about. So they think they have an opportunity to maybe pry loose some of Obama's donors, and they're going to be working it. They're going to have an event in Los Angeles next month, and they may do a Hollywood-themed event later in the campaign. So Romney's people are not going to see this ground.
What's the difference, though, between what the Obama campaign and the Romney campaign have been raising so far from Hollywood? I mean, is it just a yawning gap?
It's a yawning gap. It's enormous. Romney has raised about $360,000 thus far from Hollywood. The Obama campaign and the DNC together have raised about $7.1 million. So there's a huge gap, a lot of ground for Mitt Romney to make up here. A lot of room for growth.
Beyond the money question, and obviously looking just, can the president raise as much from Hollywood at this point as he did in 2008? I guess there's also a question, too, of just what kind of momentum does he have among, what should be a natural base for him, and are people sort of fatigued after the past 4 years?
Well, yes. This is something I asked George Clooney about. We've talked to others about, too. And they acknowledge that after Obama's been in office 3.5 years, there is some enthusiasm has waned. There's some disappointments. I mentioned the anti-piracy legislation. Hollywood's upset about that. So, yes, some donors are hanging back, not necessarily as excited as they were in 2008. That's been a problem for Obama. The other issue, too, is up until the last week or two, Obama really hasn't had a general election opponent. I mean, the Republican field has only now begun to sort of really crystallize. The other candidates are dropping out. It's now Romney versus Obama. And the Obama people are hoping that that will serve as a catalyst for more donations.